If you're a personal trainer and you've been working from 4, 5 in the morning and you've been dragging yourself to the gym and you've been working till 9, 10 o'clock at night and you've just been wondering how on earth you're ever going to get ahead. That was my life years ago. No sleep, no freedom, no consistency. And the moment that I went on holiday, my income would stop, clients would leave, and I'd come back more stressed than I did when I left. But in just 12 months, I went from that grind to building a 6-figure online business. And in this 5-step mini course, I'm gonna show you exactly how you can do the same, step by step. This is the first video in a series designed to help personal trainers who are ready to move their businesses online, to replace their PT income, and finally build freedom into their lives. So this is what we're gonna be covering over the series. In today's video, we're gonna go through my story and how I went from on-the-floor PT to a full-time online coach. In video number 2, we're gonna go through the number 1 mistake that most PTs make when trying to move online and how you can avoid it. In video number 3, I'm gonna show you how you can sign up your very first online client in 2025, and you don't have to have a big following for this. In video number 4, I'm gonna share with you why a lot of mentorships fail personal trainers and what actually works. And in video number 5, I'm gonna show you why 2025 is the best year to move online so that you don't waste another year stuck on the gym floor PT grind. So make sure that you hit subscribe and hit the notification button because you're not gonna wanna miss any of these. So let me take you back to when I was still a personal trainer. I'd be getting up at 4:30 in the morning. It was an absolute drag for me. I am not a morning person in the slightest, but I'd get up at 4:30 in the morning because my first client would be at 5 a.m. So I'd be in the gym for 5 a.m. for around 3 to 4 hours. I might then get a small break where I can have my first meal of the day, which would be about midday. And then from that point, I'd have another few clients for maybe 1 or 2 hours. And then I'd have to sit around, maybe get a workout in. And then for the final slog of the day, I'd have another 3 to 4 hours. And I'd only be leaving the gym at around 9, sometimes even 10 p.m. at night. Then I'd get home. I'd be too tired to cook anything. So I'd get into bed and I'd repeat the whole thing over and over again. And the funniest part is that the hours weren't even the hardest part. It was the freedom. I don't even kid you when I say I couldn't have a proper holiday, because if I went on holiday, my income for that week or 2 weeks would just disappear. And then when I did come back, I'd find out that clients had decided to leave. So for what should have been a relaxing holiday to recharge, I'd actually come back more stressed than when I left. And the breaking point for me actually did come on one of those holidays. I was sitting there next to the pool on one of those beds, and all I could think about and stress about was getting back, because I knew I wasn't making any money while I was sitting here trying to relax. And then on top of that, I was worried because of previous experience that what if now all my clients decide to leave me? And before you start thinking it's because maybe I was a bad coach, it's not. It's because when you're a personal trainer, you're exchanging money for time. And when you take time off, the client thinks, well, what's the point? I need more consistency. I need somebody who's always here to help me. It just wasn't fair. And I just remember thinking that I can't keep living like this. I loved personal training and I loved helping people, but I just couldn't live like this on a day-to-day basis. I was completely burnt out. And honestly, this was the moment that I knew that something needed to change. Now, I'd actually wanted to move online for ages, but I just never took the leap because I was terrified. I didn't know if it would work. I didn't know if anybody would want to work with me. A lot of people had told me that the market was pretty saturated and that there's a lot of coaches online. And honestly, I actually didn't have the money to invest in this kind of thing. I had looked into mentorships and a lot of them were costing astronomical amounts. And I actually had to borrow money from my parents when I did find a mentorship that I liked the look of to actually help me with my first month's installment with them. So I didn't just risk myself, I risked my parents' money as well. Love you, mom and dad. Look, I doubted myself. I wasn't some Instagram famous guy with hundreds of thousands of followers. I honestly didn't think I had what it took to stand out. But if there's one thing I definitely knew, it was my worth. It was my experience and my knowledge to help people completely transform their lives. I knew I cared about my clients and I knew I could help them. I just needed a way to deliver it. So I started small. I moved my OG client Connor online. Look, he trusted me, he liked the idea, and me and him had been working together for so long that we had built a relationship where he knew that no matter whether it was in person or online, we could make it work. From there, I started moving a lot of my in-person one-to-one clients, and I gradually moved them into my online system. And within my first 4 weeks, so 1 month of moving to online coaching, I had made my money back, or my parents' money back. Within 3 months, I had completely replaced my PT income, and I was making £3,000 to £4,000 per month. And that was the moment that I handed my notice into the gym. After 3 months of moving everything online, I quit the gym. From there, everything snowballed. Within 6 months, I was making around 6 to 7K per month. And after a year, I hit my first 10K month. And honestly, the biggest change, freedom. I could finally take my girlfriend on holiday and I didn't have to stress about losing money. I could finally go out for dinner and I didn't have to worry about whether I was making enough money that month. And most importantly, I felt like I was finally in control of my future for the first time in ages. And that's why I've started this channel, because I know that there are personal trainers out there right now who are stuck in the grind thinking that there is no way out. And I want to show you that there is. So if anything, here's what I want you to take away from this video. It is 100% possible to replace your PT income with online clients. You don't need 10,000 followers. You don't need to be famous in the industry. What you need is patience and a clear plan of action and making sure that you have the right steps in the right order. And that's what this 5-part mini course is all about. And it's here to give you clarity and confidence and the steps that you need to sign up your very first online client and start building your online business. So if this sounds like something that you need, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications. Listen, you don't want to be missing part 2. Because in the next video, I'm going to show you the #1 mistake most personal trainers make when trying to move online and how you can avoid it. And if you'd like extra support, I've linked my free community down below, where I go deeper into different templates, content ideas, and systems that have worked for me. And if you're interested to work with me one-on-one on building your business, there's a link in the description for that as well. Guys, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.